Six chill, for real.
Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. Esau, the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah.
Everybody online, we're going to go ahead and get class rolling. Let's get the link out, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll go ahead and do our little announcements till people start checking in here for the Shabbat. For you new people that don't know, we're live here in Houston. We have classes. All the classes are up there. She's going to put them up there simultaneously as I speak of them. They're going to be up there as right, and they are there now. So we have live classes. The address, the times, they're up here. So if y'all have any questions about that, you can always, come to class. If you want to, join us, you want to know what's going on here in the school, come to class. Mondays, Wednesdays, what is it? Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Right, and then we have our other classes in the other states. All of that is there. So if you're new and you don't know, we know a lot of y'all already know this, but this is for the new people. Check out our other YouTube channels. All right, they, we're trying to get them out, different venues and avenues to get it out. So we got these different YouTube channels: the Hidden Truth Bible Show, the Israelite Media Corp, the 5 Minutes of Wisdom. So those are the ways we try to do our work, get it out there. So support that. All right, Mashaba's Blog Talk Radio. They've been doing that for a while, from San Antonio, from Albuquerque. So please support that. And all the information is there on the screen. If you want to get garments, once again, if you want to get your fringes going, if you want to get your shirts, your pants, anything made, the sisters can do that. All right. So check us out at isbhpk.com/Israelwear, and you can sign up for the Fringed Up, and subscribe. Get a subscription. Get your shirt every month, a headband. So yeah, you'll be tuned up, ready. What else we got on there? Hebrew Academy. If you want to become a priest and you want to get more in depth into the program, you can come and join the Hebrew Academy and learn of those requirements. And we've been hitting on a lot of those requirements from the scriptures, what the Most High required from you as a priest. Okay. We also, for y'all that are not in town, tomorrow, sundown, is going to be the Feast of Pentecost. Also known as the Feast of Weeks. So Saturday sundown is the beginning of that feast. So if you want to join us, you can come do that. If not, you can wherever you're at. If you're in Houston, you're in San Antonio, brothers out there, if you're in other little areas, let us know, because we might have some people out there you might congregate with. We're up there in Rochester now. Albuquerque, they're out there. So, yeah, communicate, and then we'll let you know. All right? So, I know y'all already know this, but this is for the new brothers and sisters that been tuning in. We've been hitting up a lot of new people out here in Virginia, and this is all new to them. All right? So, coming back to the laws, statutes, and commandments, this is one of the holy days that the Most High ordained for us to follow. All right? And also, if you want to donate, you want to give any donation, any alms, she's going to go ahead and put the information up there. And as always, we appreciate you, brothers and sisters. So we'll open up with questions. We'll open up with questions from the for the Shabbat. We will be having Shabbat morning class tomorrow, but the feast later on that day. So we'll start out with questions. See if anybody has any questions. Give them a few seconds. I see brothers and sisters pilling in on there. Get the link out to the brothers and sisters that you know. All right. Shabbat shalom to everybody online. Shalom, shalom. See y'all tuning in there. Yeah. How about Shemar Shabbat thumb to everybody online? Okay, sisters pull in town.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of the kids gonna have to give up these seats when the grown-ups come in. Y'all gonna have to switch seats to the other ones, but I know we're gonna have a packed house tonight. Everybody's not here yet. So we're just waiting for brothers and sisters to get in here. See if does anybody got any questions in here on anything? Yes, ma'am.
Can you break down Habakkuk 3:17?
Say that again.
Can you break down Habakkuk 3:17?
Habakkuk 3:17. Let's go there. Habakkuk 3:17. Let me use one of those. Why don't you use the one where you can see? I'm supposed to. Habakkuk 3:17. Let's go there. We got a question in Habakkuk 3:17. Go ahead and read that. Habakkuk 3:17. Read that.
Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 17.
Read, let's start from let's see here. Trying to get a little context of what's going on here. Start from 13.
Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 13. Thou wentest forth for the salvation of thy people, even for salvation with thy anointing. Thou woundest the head of the house of the wicked.
Right, so this is going into a future prophecy also. All right? Because this is what the Most High is going to do. He's going to wound the head of the wicked, right? The head of the wicked is Esau, right? It's their nation that are running this earth. So he's going to wound their head. He's going to destroy them and bring them down. Go ahead.
By discovering the foundation unto the neck.
Right.
Salah.
When you go into Isaiah 47, it tells you that their skirt is going to be uncovered. And it likens America to a filthy harlot, Right? Now we know the ancient name, they were called the Babylonians, right? But ancient, we know that Babylon, that got burnt up a long time ago. So this is speaking of future prophecy of what's going to happen to this nation coming down. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 14. Thou didst strike through with his staves the head of his villages.
Right.
They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was to devour the poor secretly. Thou didst walk through the sea with thy horses, through the heap of great waters.
Right. So and this is why I say future, because like I always tell y'all, we know these battles and things happened back then, right? We know we were under the Babylonians, right? Did they fall? Yeah. Did the Egyptians fall? Yes. Did the Assyrians fall? Persian and Medes fall? So they fell. So we're reading a lot of what happened, but we know that whatsoever thing was written aforetime was written for our learning, right? Things that were going to come. Y'all see that? Okay, go ahead.
Verse 16. When I heard, my belly trembled.
Right.
My lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones.
Because just thinking about the day of the Lord, the scripture said the day should be darkness. Right? It tells you through the Bible that every knee shall bow, our knees shall be weak as water. Right? So you're going to tremble at this day. Go ahead.
And I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people.
That I might rest in the day of trouble, because nobody wants to deal with this day. He's like, man, hopefully the Most High puts me to rest in that day, and I don't have to worry about it, right? Go ahead.
When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his truth.
Right, so who's going to be invading? Yahushua, Christ. He's going to be the one invading, not the aliens, right? Not green people. Christ and the angels, they're going to invade. Go ahead.
Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit be in the vine. The labor of the olive shall fail, and the field shall yield no meat.
Right, so now you see why I had to go back? Because it kind of gives you the context of what this chapter was talking about. So it's talking about, remember that 16th verse is saying, Yahushua, he's going to come back for judgment. He's going to punish. He's going to invade. When that happens, what is going to happen? The fig trees is not going to blossom. Why? Because he's coming to destroy. Y'all see that? Give me it's in Joel, where it says it should be before us, it should be the Garden of Eden, and behind us, I don't want to quote it wrong, but yeah, it's in Joel. Go ahead, read on.
The labor of the olive tree, the labor of the olive shall fail, and the field shall yield no meat.
Why? Because when he comes through, all these things that were flourishing and were great, he's going to destroy. That's what it's saying there. All these things were producing, he's going to destroy. Right? We can go to Revelations 18 also. Yeah, bring them on here. Y'all kids, you might as well just grab some of the chairs in the corner to make sure the grown-ups got seats. Right. So
Joel chapter 2 and verse 3.
Go there real quick. Joel 2 and 3.
Joel chapter 2 and verse 3. A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth.
Right. So you see that this is why it's saying, the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall the fruit be in the vines. The labor of the olive tree shall fail, meaning these things that were once flourishing and productive, these things that were once flourishing and productive, the Most High is going to destroy all these things. Go ahead.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
The what?
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
Hold on. Let me explain to them again. Kids, there's seats right in this corner. Y'all go get those seats first. so the grown-ups can have the other seats. You got young bodies. All right, they don't. So up the seats and let the sisters sit down. All right, it's gonna. You see, it's a lot of people in here, so we gotta make some room for the grown-ups. Yeah. Yeah. Jump to verse 2.
Joel chapter 2 and verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess.
Right. So might as well start from verse 1.
Joel chapter 2 and verse 1.
We're gonna be running 2, and then we're gonna jump down. Go ahead.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
Right.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Most High cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
So you see how that goes right with Habakkuk when it says in verse 16, and I trembled in myself. He trembled because the day of the Lord is going to be a day of destruction. It's not going to be a happy day. Go ahead.
Verse 2.
Yeah, verse 2.
Verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloomness.
Right.
A day of clouds and of thick darkness.
Right, because it's not going to be a happy day. It's not going to be a happy day for the wicked, right? For the righteous, it's going to be a day of salvation. But even in that, what's going to happen to us? There's going to be a lot of crying. You still going to fear. You're going to be praying and thanking the Most High, but you're going to fear. Right? Go ahead.
As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a storm, there hath not been ever seen. There has not been ever the like.
Right. So jump down. We're not going to go over all that. She had, for y'all that came in, the sister had a question in Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter and the 17th verse. So we started from the 13 to show the context of what this is talking about. And we're finding out that Habakkuk 3 verse 13 on down is talking about destruction, right? It's talking about the Most High destroying. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 3.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth.
Right. So when it says here in verse 17 in her question, although the fig tree shall not blossom, although the fig tree shall not blossom, these shall the fruit in the vines, the labor of the olive shall fail, and the field shall yield no meat. It's talking about destruction. Go ahead, read on in Joel.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
So when you look ahead, right, it's flourishing, it's productive, it's beauty, right? Go ahead.
And behind them a desolate wilderness.
And that's why it says it's going to fail in Habakkuk, because when Christ comes through and he looks, you look back, it's all going to be burnt up destruction.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Right. So when you go back to 17 in Habakkuk, it says, and the flocks shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. Verse 18.
Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 18. Yet I will rejoice in the Most High.
Right.
I will joy in the power of my salvation.
Right. Why? Because, well, like I said, the righteous are going to fear, but we're going to be rejoicing. All right. All these things are going to be happening, but we're still going to stand bold. Like it says in what is it? Wisdom of Solomon. That too. You don't have to go there. It says we're going to stand bold before in the faces of them that afflicted us. Right. Read verse 19.
The Most High power is my strength.
Go ahead.
And he will make my feet like hinds' feet. And he will make me to walk upon my high places. To the chief singer on my stringed instruments.
Right. Okay. So did that make sense, sis? Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and if nobody got us any questions online, we're gonna go right into tonight's class. Anybody have anything else in here? Any questions? La, you got? Oh, I thought you was. I thought you were saying one more. Okay, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and go finish up. We're gonna finish up the class. We didn't get it finished up last night. All right, and y'all can go right back to y'all notes, and we're going over the bishop. All right, we're going over the bishop, and we're in 1 Timothy's the 3rd chapter, and we're going over the standard of a bishop, right? And yesterday we were talking about what? Who remembers? Behavior, right? And what about the behavior? Give me a little synopsis of what we were talking about. Yes,
Having good behavior.
having good behavior. Yeah, and what about it? What?
Having someone vouch for you. You have to have somebody vouch for your behavior.
I can't hear you. Say it again.
Having someone vouch for your good behavior.
Right. Those are the things that we were talking about. Like behavior, your behavior. Somebody will be able to vouch for your character, right? By the way you deal and act. So this quality that Paul is pointing out, that he said that's needed to be a bishop, somebody, you got to live up to that standard. Excuse me. You got to live up to that standard. So let's go back there. Let's reiterate that for the ones that didn't get yesterday's class. Go back to Timothy's 3. Where are we at? 2. Yeah. Read.
1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
A bishop then must be blameless.
Right.
The husband of one wife.
Right.
Vigilant.
Right.
Sober.
Uh-huh.
Of good behavior.
Right. So that's what we're talking about. This behavior. The character that is becoming of a Hebrew Israelite man, a Hebrew Israelite woman. Right? If I want to be a teacher, what do I have to do? I have to have these qualities and this standard, right? It don't give me a right just because I can run my mouth, right, to teach. I had to live up to a standard that the Most High wanted me to live up to in order to be a teacher, right? That's why it says when you ought to be teachers, you need someone teach you. Y'all get this? Okay, go ahead.
Given to hospitality.
Right, so that's the 2 we're talking about. We're going to finish up behavior, and we're going to get into this hospitality. Now, if y'all missed the first part, you can go back on YouTube and get that. We left off at Titus 2 verse 7, right? 2 verse 7. We're going to jump over to 2 Corinthians 6 and 3, because we're going to finish up this behavior. All right? We're going to finish up the behavior and what is the character and the standard. Go ahead.
2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Giving no offense in anything.
Right. So going back to the behavior, you have to learn how to give no offense in anything. Now, how hard is that? How hard is that, and how conscious do you have to be to give no offense in anything? Think about that. What we were talking about yesterday, you have to be nearly perfect, right? But the Bible says blameless. Now, in order to do that, what's the first thing you have to do, or you have to have in your mind? A what? What? I can't hear you. You gotta talk loud.
You have to be willing.
You have to be willing. What?
Readiness.
A readiness. What else? Right, we're on that, but watch. Read it again.
2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
Giving no offense in anything.
In order to give no offense in anything, what's the first thing that you have to have in your mind? What?
Pure and valid
True. Yeah.
consideration for your brother and sister.
True. Y'all all right. What? But before all that, what?
Blamelessness. You have to
Before I'm able to reach this point, I got to have a consciousness. Or else, if you're not conscious of yourself, you're not going to be able to do this. A person that is oblivious to what they're doing and how they're acting and how they're moving, right? Like a child don't know how he's moving. Like Shemaiwan, right? He wants to always punch you, and he punches you in the nuts out of nowhere. It's like, oh, right? Like you were saying, it's like, why do you always want to fight me? He's not conscious that that you can't do this all the time. He's only 3. But there are grown-ups that are not conscious too. You see that? Listen, when these brothers come in, y'all kids got to give up these seats. I'm going to tell y'all again. Yeah, go ahead.
That the ministry be not blamed.
No. Read it again.
Come. Giving no offense in anything.
Doing what?
Giving no offense in anything.
So, to be blameless, you have to have a consciousness to say, let me watch what I'm doing. Right? Let me check myself and watch what I'm doing and how I'm acting. Now, how many brothers and sisters are like that? Aware of what they're doing. There's a seat up here, Rock. He's moving right there. And let the youngin right there, he's going to have to move. Give that brother the seat. Yeah, let him sit in the back there. Get him a chair. Do we got one more chair? Yeah, check in the back so we can get the young man a chair. Let the brother sit there. All right. So one more time, Mike.
2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
Giving no offense in anything.
Right. Giving no offense in anything. Now, how many people walk around and act like, oh, everything they're doing is on point? It's not that. It's not you that's offensive. You see what I'm saying? It's not you that did anything wrong. Right? There's a consciousness. Now you need a chair. So, was there any chairs in the back?
Yeah.
Nothing in there. Okay. Dang, we gotta get. There's none up front. There should be one right all the way up front, right? Or no?
I think there's one back there.
There you go. Bam. So y'all see that? Right. Who's back there? Okay. Right. So y'all get this, right? What do y'all get? Y'all capping on me. What? What, Karanza?
That first you have to have a conscience and be aware of what you're doing.
Why?
In order to be blameless or so that you won't offend.
But why is that necessary? Yeah.
Because people are going to watch your example.
Right. People are going to watch your example. What else? Y'all right. I'm not saying you're wrong. What else? Hold on. Yeah.
Because it's a standard. If you want to teach the Most High's word, it's a standard.
Right. It's a standard. Right. But how else are you going to work on yourself if you're not even conscious of what you're doing? How are you going to be blameless and you're not even conscious of how you acting or rolling or what you said? Or you're not even aware of how you act around people? Or think about it. There's some people like that. Like they roll and it's like they act like it's okay to act a certain way. Right? They're not aware of what they're doing. So that's what has to be there first, a consciousness for you to be blameless. Right? For you to care or give a damn about how you're dealing. Go ahead.
That the ministry be not blamed.
Right. Because it all goes back to what? Hold on a second. Y'all gotta understand. When we start class, if y'all doing all the talking in the background, everybody's attention is gonna be directed to y'all. So, do y'all want me to pause? La? Do y'all want me to pause? Okay, all right. So let me know. Go ahead. Read it again.
Giving no offense in anything.
Right. There you go. Giving no offense in anything. So how do you move without offending? Who can do that? That's hard as hell, ain't it? But why is it there? Because it's saying it's possible. It's possible to someone that is aware and conscious of what they're doing and how they're acting. It's conscious. But when you don't give a damn, You don't watch anything you're doing. You don't care how you act. You don't care what you say. Right? You don't care what enters into your mind. So your behavior is going to be way the hell off. And this is what the scriptures is trying to put in you, a consciousness. That way you can look at how you're dealing. Because the ministry is going to be blamed. Right? Everybody is going to be watching you, and they're going to blame it on you. Right? Just like we went over yesterday, man. You got the fringes on, you got the beard, you got the shirt. Right? CHAAZAQYA checked me the other day. I was like, man, every time we go out to street speaking, somebody comes up to us and says, man, somebody comes up to us and says, man, do y'all got shirts? And I hit him up. I was like, man, we need to get shirts out there because people be wanting them. He was like, yeah, we need to get the shirts out there, but take off the camp name. And I said, bing. I said, yeah, look at me. I'm over here. Why? Because you got cats going to have the ISBHPK smoking a blunt. You know what I mean? You got the cats that got to have the shirts and do what? Be doing all the kind of defiled things with it. And that represents you. Now, forget the ISBHPK shirt, right? It's still Hebrew Israelite. And that's what a lot of young men, brothers and sisters, are not paying attention to. They're not seeing that you're giving the truth a bad name. Now, how much are you going to suffer for that? How much is the Most High going to punish you? How much is the Most High going to tear your house down for doing things like that? Right. Go ahead. You're going to say something.
Yeah, we experienced that firsthand in the mall today. So the guy was walking through, and I didn't even notice the fringes at first because they was gray, his shirt was gray. So I'm like, what's going on, bro? Just a regular customer. And I looked down, and I seen his fringes on. And the brother had his pants all the way down. He was saying, he was just flowing through, him and another brother. And so I was like, oh, he got the fringes. And when I did that, he was like, yeah, you know, I'm trying to get it in before the Sabbath. He was like, man, y'all be cool. And shook our hands. And when he walked down the hallway, because I called it out, then he became conscious and pulled his pants up. But it was like, that's the type of stuff, just going off the example.
Right.
You put the fringes on, but then look how you carry yourself in the mall thinking that nobody seeing you, then the Most High had you run into some more brothers.
Let's pull one we didn't pull yesterday. Go to Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. What is it?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 19, verse 29.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes 19:29. Go there.
God.
Go ahead, read that.
19 verse 29.
You got to read loud.
Ecclesiastes 19:29.
Go ahead.
A man may be known by his look.
Right. So once again, now we know a man or a woman. Right? You're going to be known how you look. If you accentuate yourself carnally more than needed, right? You trying to do yourself up more carnally than needed, being a woman. That people are gonna see that. You're the wife of such and such. You go to this school. You're this brother's sister. You're this brother's rib. You're gonna be noticed. So how you carry yourself, how you dress as a woman, brothers, how you carry yourself, how you act, what you do is gonna define, you know what I mean, and represent to the world, right? All those scriptures we went over yesterday. You're the light of the world. People are gonna be looking at you, man. Right? So don't come with that, well, you know, I'm doing me. I roll how I roll. There's no such thing. You're supposed to be rolling in the conduct of the Spirit. You're no longer you. You know? Go ahead. Read on.
And one that has understanding by his countenance.
You got to read a little louder, start it from the beginning, and read with a little passion, sir. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 19, verse 29. A man may be known by his look. And one that has understanding by his countenance.
Like you said, right? How do we know thugs? You got their pants sagging. So if you got an Israelite with his fringes on and his pants sagging, he hasn't chosen a side yet. He hasn't chosen what side he is. Is he a priest? Is he a king? Is he a light to the Gentiles? Or is he still a thug, a goon, right? A gremlin. Which one is he? You see that? Go ahead.
When thou meetest him.
Right. When you meet him, you met him at the mall, you seen him, and then what happens? His character, how he deals. Right? So it goes into the behavior. And that's what we're talking about for y'all that just got in. The behavior, right? Of how brothers are dealing, how sisters are dealing. That's why, what do we practice in here? If she's from another camp, what do? You just ignore her? You say shalom. If he's from another school, when he salutes you, you just look at him like, nah, you say shalom, right? He's got it done to him before, that's why.
The same guys?
Why? Because they don't care about their behavior. Nobody's teaching them that, listen, if you're a priest, your behavior is going to define not only yourself, but everybody else. Right? And that's how, when you see a cat roll like that, don't you affiliate it with what school he's going to? You see? Now, not all schools might run like that. But if you see it more than one time from the same environment, you say, as a leader is, so his officers. You see that? So you're known by your look, the way you deal, the way you walk. Go ahead.
A man's attire.
A man's what?
Attire.
Right. So what is your attire? You can't have a Hebrew garment on with, you know what I mean, shoot 'em up thug life, but you got fringes on. Right? You got a shirt with a guy smoking out the side, but you got it fringed up. You don't just fringe anything. Like, you can't have a troll shirt.
What about anime? Can you do anime?
You can't have a troll shirt, a grown-ass man, if you're a grown man. You can't be 35 wearing a troll shirt with fringes. Y'all do get that's childish, right? Okay. So people are going to look at you, right? Imagine me coming up here with a troll shirt teaching. Y'all, oh really? Y'all gonna act like y'all won't think nothing in your head like. Okay, y'all won't think nothing. Hell yeah, you would. Cats, see y'all can't. Well, really? Yeah, really. It's telling us here. You know about him by he walk, he deals with you, your interaction with him. So this is what Paul was saying about your behavior. You know what I mean? Sisters' behavior. You know, that's why you got to watch that little garbage attitude sisters be having. You got to watch. You got to be to the point you watch your demeanor. Then you got to be able to expound and explain yourself, because that can help with the perception of a problem. You see that? That's what I teach my ribs to. Sometimes they got to go back to the sisters and explain more to them so they can understand their demeanor behind what they're doing. Why? Because you could come in, you can have the baddest cramps, right? And be hurting, right, LaShawn? You could be like, man, I got cramps, I got gas. You know what I mean? You could be hurting. And your frown in your face is what? Now, you're not going to be like that every class. But it might be one day you come in hurting and pain. But if you don't say to a sister, hey, sis, Salak, you know, sister, man, I'm hurting. But if you just come in and you look at everybody like, I got cramps. You know what I mean? You just looking at sisters with that spirit, with that attitude. What are people going to look at? They don't know you got cramps. So you got to be able to communicate and say, sisters, you know what? I don't want to come off. I'm right now. I got bad. And then another sister, hey, what's up with the sister? Oh, she's got bad cramps. Okay, all right. Now I understand. Instead of thinking what? The sister's got a damn attitude problem. She got demons on her. She got spirits on her, and then she don't want to communicate to get those spirits off of her, right? You see why it's important for you to look at your behavior, but as a person that's not conscious, do they care about that? What I just said right there, If you're not conscious, are you thinking like that? Let me explain to the sisters so they won't think I'm coming off with a crappy attitude to them. No. They don't, those women, those men don't know how to not be blameless. They don't care about their behavior. I am the way I am. They still a chicken head. Yeah, I mean, this is just the way I am. You trying to change me? Yes. I keep saying it. Yes. You came to change. You came to put off the old man and put on the new man. And be renewed in the spirit in your thoughts. So the Bible is telling us what? What is it? What are we reading? What is this telling us? That you can judge someone by how they look. You can judge someone how they act. You can judge someone how their demeanor is. Right? And if you do that thing over and over again, you can't just say, well, I had a bad day. No, that's your character. Right. So this is how behavior affects us, to where everybody can look at us. We can't control everybody else, but we can control each other in the sense of, I can tell my brother, he can tell me. You can tell your wife, you can tell your kids. You see that? Right, who had their hand raised? I seen something. Yeah.
It's like when I was growing up, my mom used to tell myself and my brother that perception is everything.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to be careful of who you around and how you are around other people.
Yeah.
If they think something of you, they're always going to think that of you around other people. Also.
There you go. There you go. And yeah, granted, you got to think it. A lot of times, people don't know what's going on with you. Just for the instance of the cramps thing, people don't know. But if you don't communicate, then the perception is going to be something else. So this is how we become more blameless, and our behavior is not misinterpreted by our actions, by us looking out and watching ourselves all the time. Right? Go ahead and read on.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 19, verse 30.
Go ahead.
A man's attire.
Right. So your attire, read.
And excessive laughter.
Right. So there you go. Your what you wear. So there you go. If you looked at me and you said, well, what's wrong with the troll shirt with fringes? You know what I mean? If you're a 12-year-old girl, you know what I mean? If you're my daughter, she can wear that. But if you're a grown-ass 35-year-old man with a troll shirt with fringes, there's something wrong. You still haven't put away childish things. Right? Go ahead. And it says excessive what?
Excessive laughter.
And excessive laughter, meaning you play too much. There's nothing wrong with a smile. There's nothing wrong with being joyous, but playing too much. The guy that don't know when to stop the joke. 30 minutes later, you're still joking. Yeah. No. You're still playing. It's too much. You see that? So, sisters, sometimes you can have a condescending, diuretic attitude to where it's like you're joking, but you're being an asshole with the joke. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that you got to watch yourself. People are going to look at your behavior and they're going to say, what's wrong with this sister? Like, what's up with her? She don't know how to conduct herself. She don't know how to be becoming and how she deals and how she talks. So you're known by that. You're known by these characteristics. And then when you get a name, you can't get mad. I'll say it again. You're not going to be called on when you're outside of the standard and character of the Most High. You know what I mean? You can just pop up at feasts. You can pop up at class. But you're not going to be involved with things because you don't know how to carry the standard. Go ahead. And gait. The gait is your walk. So how you walk, talk, dress, how when somebody meet you, you come off to them, right? If you come off like an asshole, like a jerk, if you come off disrespectful, you know what I mean? If the first thing you say when you meet a brother is, where's your fringes? Like, that's not how you meet people. You know what I mean? You got to get in a conversation first. You don't know if this person just barely came into school, barely learned last week they were a Hebrew Israelite. The first question you shouldn't ask is, where are your fringes? So, once again, your behavior, right? You done with that? We'll go ahead.
Show what he is.
Right, it shows what he is. So let's go back to where we left off. I'm with you on that. We're on that. I got them in the sequence, the ones you're showing.
Oh, do you?
Yes. Go ahead. Jump back to where we left off. Who had the Corinthians? 2 Corinthians 6.
3.
6 and 3, yeah.
2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 3. Giving no offense in anything.
Right.
That the ministry be not blamed.
You see that? Because they will blame the word. They will blame Christ. How many people hear it all the time? Oh, that's why I don't deal with brothers. Why? Now, they don't get it that you're not going to escape imperfections because they themselves are imperfect. So that's an idiotic statement and move. The scriptures still tell us to what? Join together, right? Christ didn't say, man, Judas is a wicked nigga, man. I'm not kicking it with y'all brothers no more. 12? Nah, it's only going to be one. Me. Forget the 12. No, he knew Judas was the anomaly, right? The one that was off. But he's still united. He still gathered with his brothers. He still gathered more. So much when Judas killed himself, did they say, you know what? Maybe 11 is good. That's a good number too, right? What did they do? They say it loud.
They cast lots for the replacement.
They replaced Judas because they needed that number, that unity feel. You see? So no, it wasn't just when you see that bad example, that whack character, that's everybody. It's not. Somebody could be telling their ass stop doing it, and they're doing it behind your back. You see that? They could be doing these things behind your back like a child, like a wicked child, right? Read on. Come on.
Verse 4. But in all things, approving ourselves.
See, right there. Are you approving yourself? And that's what I've been trying to nail in these two classes, is that in order for you to watch behavior, you got to know how to behave. What is acceptable? Is that acceptable, sister? Is that acceptable, Ak? How you're acting, how you're dealing, what you're talking about? Right? What is not acceptable with the sisters? Come on, shoot them out. There's no wrong. Y'all should have this down like, what is not acceptable? Go ahead. Gossiping. It's not acceptable. You got to know that if this sister's a gossiper, her behavior is not becoming of an Israelite sister. It's not because I'm saying it. It's because that's what the word says. That's not becoming of a sister. You got to know, she's talking about her household. She's talking about how she making love to her husband, or how she not making love, and what they doing in their bedroom, or what they not doing in their bedroom. Right? You should be shutting that down. Sis, hold on. No, sis, that's not for me to know. You know what I mean? That's not good behavior. What's another thing the sisters should be doing to show their true behavior? Right? What should they not be doing? Come on. Damn, only one sister? The new sister from Rochester, that's it? Huh? What should they not be doing? Yeah. Talking back, right? The scriptures tell you that. To their husband, right? They trying to show out in front of everybody that they rule their husband, right? You're not going to get no kudos with us. We're going to be like, look at you like, what the hell's wrong with her? She got demons on her. You know what I mean? Hey, when you see her do that again, you need to go hit her ass up on the side like, sis, you can't do that in front of brothers and sisters. What's your problem? Talking back to her husband, right? Trying to argue with sisters, right? That's not becoming. That's not how us as grown-ups deal with our issues in the spirit. Monkeys, coons, in the planet of the apes. That's my next class.
Planet of the Apes.
The Planet of the Apes deal like that, not Israelites. What's another thing that the women? I'll get you. Let me get her. Yeah.
Being deceptive about what you're doing to try to avoid being around.
Oh, that's a common one. Sis, could you? We need you over here to do whoop-de-whoop. Well, I gotta ask my husband. Knowing damn well your husband ain't gonna say no, but you're gonna go manipulate the conversation to your husband so he won't get the full information and you can state your case on why not to do what you need to be doing. See, that's a high level one though. See, that's an elder sister one right there. Because we get all the young sisters, they try to manipulate their way out of doing duties. But it's okay. Because when she behaves like that, what do you know? What do I say all the time? I say you can't force them. I said if they're always trying to duck and dodge, they don't deserve the office of an elder woman. They don't deserve it. Let their ass stay at home and keep coming to class until they really want to do the work. Right? That's men and women. What you were going to say, Lashana, a thing that shows the bad behavior of a sister. Yeah. Acting like a hoe. Hey, straight up. You know what I mean? She's talking too much to brothers. She's too friendly. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want you sisters to start being mean. You know what I mean? But I watch Shalamaya and Shawashana. They can conversate with brothers, but they know when to end it. There's certain of y'all sisters, you know when to end it. You know what I mean? It doesn't get too playful. You got to have tact. Right? You see that? Even like Shalamaya, and they've known each other like brother and sister for a long time. So when they've been off and talked to each other, I know there's a maturity there because it's beyond just it's new and there's a brother and sister in the school. But she knows how to carry herself still. You got certain young sisters that don't know that. They're too like you don't, sisters touching brothers' arms. Like you don't do that unless it's your husband. But very good. A hoe, right? Dressing, walking, talking, right? What you were gonna say, Amawana?
She's hiding from the sisters.
Yeah. Oh, that's how you know her behavior. But you know what? I would rather her hide from the sisters than come amongst the sisters and be a gossiper, a tattler, always talking about her husband, because you got those sisters too. They don't know to have one counselor of 1,000. They want to tell every sister. And when they can't get it from you, they'll go to Amawana. Yeah, and you be like, well, sis, that's something you want to deal with your husband. Then they'll jump to another sister, until they get the young sister that'll say what? You know what? I didn't want to, shut her down. I kind of just listen to her. I wanted to be the ear. Like the ear what? The ear of making her feel like her mind is right? When you should have told her, go back to her husband first? You're right. So these are behaviors that are not becoming of a Hebrew Israelite woman, right? And we always go over the man stuff. How you roll, how you deal, how you're talking, right? I'll throw some out there. An over-aggressive brother. He's over-aggressive, right? He got three shirts on. One with Yahweh Shai. He got a shirt under that. He got a menorah under that, right? His drawers got fringes on. Let me stop. No, but he's over-aggressive. He don't got no balance, right? He's overboard. He's the Terminator all the time, right? Or you got brothers that are what? Too damn sensitive.
Too timid.
Too timid, right?
Can't fight.
People look at your behavior. So that's why us as Hebrew Israelites, we're doing what? We're balancing ourselves out. We're knowing don't go to the right hand nor to the left hand. We got to stay on that straight path. So for y'all that just tuned in, man, we're going over Timothy's 3 and 2, and the point is behavior and hospitality. We're finishing up this behavior part, right? We're in 2 Corinthians 6 and 3, and we were pointing out, what point in here? What point are you on in here?
Giving no offense.
Right, giving no offense. That's you watching your behavior, right? Read on.
Verse 3.
Giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed.
Right.
But in all things approving ourselves.
Right.
As the ministers of the Most High.
Right. You are a minister. You are a minister. If not, strip all your fringes off. Right. Don't fringe nothing up. Go out there, walk regular like a regular Americano.
Right. God.
Because once you put on those fringes, nowadays, you affiliated. It don't matter. They swear you've been in the truth 20 years. You see that? Go ahead.
In much patience.
Right. Now, we're proving ourselves in what?
In much patience.
So, how do you know this person, this Hebrew Israelite, their behavior is becoming of an Israelite? In patience. Y'all seen the street speakings? They're talking with somebody and don't got enough of patience to hear them out. They don't got enough of patience to actually get in the conversation. Right? And that's a big problem. We got to have patience with the ignorant. Right? In here, you watch a sister. She don't got patience with her kids. She yanking them up, yelling at them. It's like, hold on, sis. You got to be taught a little more patient. Well, I've been patient. They just rebellious. But you were supposed to train them up. And if you did that, you wouldn't be yelling like a wild animal. You were supposed to be patient. Go ahead.
In much patience.
Right.
In afflictions.
Right. In afflictions. That shows your character. Like you go through a little affliction and your behavior is erratic. You're emotional. You're disrespectful now. You come with that mind. Nobody cares. You know what I mean? This ain't right. Yeah. That shows your behavior. And a lot of people don't look at those things. Like right now, I'm acting like a wild man because I'm not applying the scriptures. So your behavior is what's becoming. The Most High is going to judge us on all these things. Because if you were supposed to be changing and you're still doing things in the old behavior, then how are you going to make it into the kingdom? If that's the case, why are you coming here? Why are you coming to class? Because the churches tell you you can act the way you want to act and Jesus is going to save you, right? The Most High said we're supposed to be putting on these characteristics. You're not going to put these characteristics on if you're not looking at yourself and mature to check your behavior. How you act when you go through a little trial. You want to abandon ship? That shows your behavior is what? You're not faithful. You see that? What else?
In necessities.
Right. You need things. Right? You know how in your household it could be the husband and wife? She can need things and then her behavior starts to get disrespectful because you didn't give it right away. I told you we needed this a year back. Why you didn't? It's like your behavior is showing what? That you're not living to the standard of a Hebrew Israelite woman. You're supposed to be reminding your husband, not beating him down because he forgot. You see what I'm saying? Sisters don't look at that. They don't look at that. They think my behavior is supposed to be one way in front of the body, but then when I go behind the doors, my behavior is off. I'm disrespectful to my husband. I'm a bad example to my kids. Same thing with brothers. You try to act like the tough guy in front of brothers and sisters, but then you go home and you the sucker for love ass nigga. Right? Because you're scared of her. Your behavior. Right? And that, she's looking at you like, Con, sir. Con. Wait till we get home, nigga. I'm going to get you for that one. Ooh. She looking at you like she's your grandma. Ooh, when I get you home, boy, ooh, you go get this belt.
God.
Why? Because you're not looking at your behavior, her behavior, and saying, man, is this becoming of a Hebrew Israelite woman? Right. And if you don't hold yourself to no standard, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get that. Read on. What else?
In distresses.
In what?
In distresses.
In distresses. In distresses, meaning the things you're battling, the things of life, the turmoil, the highs, the lows. These are all the things that show your behavior, what type of individual you are. You can claim you're one way and you believe all you want until you start acting like a niggard and it's revealed. So yeah, y'all that hide, keep hiding, keep trying to run, keep trying to act one way and you not. The Most High got you. The Most High sees you.
God.
Go ahead.
Verse 5.
Read.
In stripes.
In what?
In stripes.
Yeah, you get those stripes. You go through things in battles. And battles for the truth. Battles for the Most High. And then what? Instead of you seeing the goodness in it, it turns you negative. Right? You get correction. And instead of you taking it the right way, you do what? You turn negative. You turn angry. You turn bitter. You don't like me. Right? I'll use the oldest one, right? You don't like me. Right? You hate me. No, it's because you got to be corrected. Somebody has to tell you. So these are all characteristics the scriptures is showing us that we have to attain. We're talking about behavior. Read on.
In imprisonments.
Right.
In tumults.
Read.
In labors.
Right.
In watchings.
Right.
In fastings.
Right.
By pureness. By knowledge. By long suffering.
All these things. I'm going to go back to the verse above. It says, but in all things approving ourselves as ministers of the Most High. That shows what type of character you are. If in all these instances you don't know how to carry yourself to the Most High. Go ahead.
By kindness.
By what?
By kindness.
Now we start talking about, we're going to get into this more, but that goes into your hospitality. You're kind, you're gentle, you're respectful. Right? Men and women. You can be kind, you can be gentle, you can be respectful. You see, how many of sisters are kind, gentle? Some of y'all move like men. Right? How many brothers are kind and gentle? Some of you move like damn animals, beasts. You don't know when it's time to say, you know what? No, let me be charitable. Right? Let me have hospitality. Let me be giving. Right? Let me, you know, us as men too, we got to realize that kindness, gentleness is not an effeminate thing. You know what I mean? A lot of times you think that's effeminate, to be kind, gentle, hospitable. No, it's not. You can't be turned up all the time. You can't always be turned up. Right? You got to know when to serve. When to serve your rib. When to serve your kids. I know, sounds strange, right? But you do it in certain things. To the righteous. We know you can't give no wicked woman that service. You can't give wicked kids that service. Y'all know that, right? I'm talking about to the righteous women, righteous kids. You got to know when to serve them. So they can see that character in you. Y'all see that? Go ahead.
By pureness.
By
knowledge.
Right.
By long suffering. By kindness.
Right. Read.
By the Holy Spirit.
Read.
By love unfeigned.
Unfeigned. Who know what unfeigned is? Or rather feigned. Yeah. Right. So feigned is being fake. Black man, black women love to be fake and phony. Right? They will be one way in front of you and go right back and be another way behind your back. Fake. But the Most High said the love of the Most High is not fake. But that shows too, right? That shows how you deal, what type of person you are. When you're one way in front of brothers and sisters, and then we got to hear about it later, you doing something else. You don't think the Most High is looking at fake people? Like, this is not my servant? Did y'all know that?
Gone.
Who knew that being fake is not of the Lord? Yeah, okay, everybody knows that. But then if you know that, then you have to understand that doing things in front of people and acting one way in front of people and go complaining to your husband about what you had to do, right? How you had to do it, is fake. You should have went right to the sisters. You see that? Brothers, you can't say you're going to do one thing and then go complain about it later. Right. That's fake.
Con.
Did y'all know that was fake?
Con.
Sisters and brothers do that. These are the things that corrupt your behavior, that put a stamp and a name on you. Y'all see that?
Con.
So y'all got to see this, man. Go ahead, read on. Let's finish this up.
Verse 7. By the word of truth.
By the what?
By the word of truth.
By the word of truth. Somebody give him a chair. Go give him your chair, Mom. You got one up? Right over here. There's one if you need one. Come on up here, my wallet. Just put it right over there. Right over there. Okay. You can come up here by CHAAZAQYA. Yeah. Read that part again,
By the word of truth.
Go ahead.
By the power of the Most High.
Right, by the word of truth, by the power of the Most High. You see that, Mawala? You can come sit right over here on this side. By the word of truth, by the power of the Most High. Read.
By the armor of righteousness on the right hand and on the left.
Right, so go from there. Go to Romans 2 verse 24. So we're still talking about behavior. How that your behavior, people are going to be looking at that. They're going to be defining you by your behavior. Romans 2 verse 24.
Romans 2 and verse 24.
Go ahead.
For the name of the Most High is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you.
How? We brought it all the way to this place. How does that happen? Read it one more time. I'm going to ask the sister. Read it one more time.
For the name of the Most High is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you.
What does that mean? Sisters, what does it mean, LaShawn? No. Break it down. Okay, CHAAZAQYA. Yeah.
It means that the way we carry ourselves, the way we conduct ourselves, is not how to word the way Most High wants us to. We come off as a hypocrite or we blaspheme this word.
Right. Okay, pretty good. What?
Saying like you're showing that you're part of the truth, that you're representing the Most High, but your behavior isn't that. So they're saying, oh, you're claiming you're of the truth, of this knowledge, but nothing you do.
Right. So when they look at you, when the nations look at you, what do they say? They say, oh, whatever you believe in is false. Because I'm watching your actions. How you deal, I'm watching how you walk, talk, act, dress, all the stuff we just went over. I'm watching that, and you know what? This is why I can't believe in what you believe in.
Right.
Because you're a character. You see? So there's got to be an awareness. You're not doing it to us. I hope y'all know that. That old crappy ass, negative, ghetto, wicked attitude, you're destroying yourself. You're not doing it to us. The scriptures say you can do nothing against the truth before the truth. The Most High is going to put you on the spotlight. Read it one more time.
For the name of the Most High is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you.
Go ahead.
As it is written.
Right. It's blasphemed through you. So now instead of you being a light to the Gentiles, like we started yesterday, what are you? You're darkness. right? You're fake. You're phony. You're just like the churches. You're just like religions. You're no different than religion because you didn't put the separation. Go to Ezekiel 22 verse 25. Ezekiel 22 verse 25.
Ezekiel 22 and verse 25.
Go ahead.
There is a conspiracy of her prophets.
Go ahead.
In the midst thereof.
Go ahead.
Like a roaring lion, ravening the prey.
Read.
They have devoured souls.
They have devoured souls. How many of y'all want to be them? Right? Instead of you going to your family and being a representative of the Most High in Christ, you're doing more harm. So when we're still on this behavior, but what I'm trying to show you is that your behavior is going to be defined how you think and how you deal. If you're not holding to yourself to no standard, what are you going to be doing? You're going to be just like the religions. You're going to be devouring and destroying spirits. So when you ribs and women, when you go home and you're a demon in front of your kids, when those kids grow up and they having sex at a young age, whose fault is that? Whose fault is it? It's your fault. Think about it. In the hood, you got 12, 13-year-olds, right? Having sex, shooting each other, killing each other, right? Sneaking out the house. Whose fault is that? The scriptures say, train up a child in the way he shall go, right? So if your kids are doing that, where's that coming from? You devoured their soul because your standard. You didn't put no fear of the Lord in them. So guess what? That's why they're doing that. You see that? That's why our sons out there are what? Homosexuals. Because the woman, the man have broken down the standard in the house. So behavior is a very, very important thing. If you don't see, like we went over yesterday, that the eyes of the Most High are constantly watching you 10,000 times brighter than the sun, you're going to move any way you want and you're not going to have any fear. So you got to see why you're being plagued and cursed. Why the Most High plagues and curses you. Because you ain't doing the right things. Yeah. Talk loud.
Like, people, our actions and what we do in front of our kids dictate that, but what we often forget that what we don't do helps that as well. Because if you don't talk to your kids or
right.
you're always just leaving them to themselves, that's setting a bad example as well, because you don't know what they're thinking or what they're into when
right.
you neglect to be in their life like that.
Neglecting them, right? We know that's part of your behavior that is not becoming of the Most High. Because your job, women, is to do what? Be there for your kids. Be the pillar for the house. So it's all these things that people don't look at as like, oh, you know, I'm not really... When I said earlier, are we aware of our behavior? A lot of people ain't aware of their behavior. And some just straight out don't give a damn. They just don't care. But would you care as your house falls? Would you care as your kids get older and he's still... and your boys are acting like girls? Would you care then? Oh, you don't care? That's our people out there in the hood. They're giving their children over to damn sodomy and damn transvestite mentality. They're giving their kids over to that. That's what you are doing. And that's why the Most High said these priests. Now, we're talking about all of us. Because I'm putting y'all on the spot and showing you too, your character, your behavior can devour a soul as well. Not only the ones up here, your example will devour souls as well. You don't know how much effect you have. Y'all been in our school, right? Think about it. In the last months, I want you to think about the one individual that was always the issue. There was a problem. But why? Because those individuals are selfish. You know what I mean? The tattlers, the going from house to house, the new sisters that come in and trying to talk about their relationship, what they do and what they don't do with their husband. They're selfish and they don't care about their behavior and how many people, the ripple effect that it affects. Like now you got another sister all the way in another state involved with your stupidity. That's what behavior can build and destroy. You see that? That's why us that's mature, oh, we got to kick their ass out. It says cast out the scorner and contention will cease. You got to get rid of them. It says a little leaven left in the whole lump. It says pluck out that eye, cut off that arm, right? If need be. You know what I mean? You can't let that fester, especially when you're putting amoxicillin, penicillin, you're putting all kind of herb on it, and what? It's still like talking at you like, nah, la, When it's doing that, then you realize, okay, this disease doesn't want to get healed. I got to go cut it off. Yeah. So we got to be careful and understand behavior. When you read that, you're thinking like, yeah, behave right. Behave good. It's deeper than that. It's character. It's acknowledging. It's you constantly watching yourself. It's you having something to pit up against yourself and say, oh, this is wrong and this is right. Read on. Come on.
They have taken the treasure,
right,
and precious things.
Read.
They have made her many widows in the midst thereof.
Yeah, you take the treasure. You sit in class. You get the knowledge. You get the wisdom. Right? You get all the goods that come with the knowledge. But then how do you affect everybody else around you? That's why I said this ain't just for the priests themselves. Because you're a nation of kings and priests. And a lot of you don't see what you're doing through your behavior. You take all the goodness, you get all these notes and all these scriptures, and you can go right after. I done seen it. We go over all these classes, ripping in the spirits. They'll go right after, and the monkey will keep acting like a monkey.
God.
Why? Because they'll show that, I'm going to show you, nigga, I ain't going to change. That's why you're going to be gone. That's why you're going to be separated. Because in order to keep serving the Most High and doing it the right way, we got to be able to cut out the cancers. Got to. We got to. Yeah, we'll forgive them 70 times 7. But are they ready to repent 70 times 7? You know what I mean? They got to repent 70 times 7. We'll forgive them 70 times 7. You know me, I'll forgive you all day. But are you ready to put off and let's stop it? Just stop it, right? So you see how we're accountable too? You see this? Read.
Her priests have violated my law.
Read.
And have profaned my holy things.
Read.
They have put no difference between the holy and profane.
Behavior. Watching how you act. You know what I mean? That's why we tell brothers and sisters, the standard is not the street speaking. When you go on there and look at the street speaking videos and see cats they're fighting people, arguing with people, talking over people, that's not the standard. The standard is the characteristics that we're reading. Christ is the standard, right? And brothers and sisters that are upholding the standard, you can see it in action in front of you. That's the standard. Go ahead.
Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean.
So it's your responsibility, sisters, brothers, to show the difference between unclean and the clean.
God.
It ain't got nothing to do with anybody else. You're accountable for yourself.
God.
You're going to be judged yourself.
God.
Go ahead.
And have hid their eyes from my Sabbath. And I am profane among them.
Right. I am profane among them. And that's what it means by the name of the name of the Gentiles. It says the name of the Most High is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written. Go to Jeremiah 5:30 real quick. Real quick.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 30. a wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely.
Right? You don't want to tell your kids the right thing to do. The husbands are scared to tell the women the right thing to do because it says women rule over you and children are your oppressors. You don't want to do none of that because you're scared. But at what cost? Your behavior has an effect on the nation.
Right.
You got to stand up. Read, come on.
The prophets prophesy falsely.
Right.
And the priests, they're ruled by their means.
So, we're going to apply this to all of us because we're a nation of kings and priests.
That's right.
Are you doing it for your reason? Why are you here? To uplift the Most High and Yahweh Shai? Are you here to really serve the Most High and Yahweh Shai? Or are you here for the camaraderie? Are you here for a fictitious reason? Is it for your means or is it to glorify the Most High? Because we glorify the Most High through our actions, through our example. Y'all see this? Did you finish that? Go ahead.
And my people love to have it so.
And the ones that don't want to hear the truth, they love to have it so. If I keep going with this point on behavior, we ain't gonna get to finish this hospitality part. Y'all get it. Our behavior is very important. In that it will show your hospitality. So your behavior would show your character and show you how to be hospitable, right? So give the definition of hospitality real quick. As a matter of fact, I got one. We got one. The friendly and generous reception and entertainment of guests, visitors, or strangers, right? That's being hospitable. So one of the characteristics of a bishop, right? You had to be hospitable. You had to have hospitality, right? The act or practice of receiving and entertaining strangers, guess what? The act or practice of receiving and entertaining strangers or guests without reward. So why are you doing what you're doing? Is it heartily unto the Lord or unto man? Right? Are you looking for that reward? And we talked about that the other day, right? You're looking for the reward from man, right? It says, or with kind and generous, what is that? Liberty? So, are you kind and generous? Go to 1 Peter 4:9.
Also had a third one, which is...
you got another one.
Yeah, it's a synonym for hospitality, which is sincerity, which is performing acts of kindness without expecting anything in return, and maintaining the same personality when alone or in the presence of others.
Right. This is the character that every man and woman, if you got to come in here, no matter what test you take, you have to require this from yourself. And the men around us, we will require it from you. You got to require this. Good behavior and hospitality. Read that, 1 Peter 4:9. Read.
1 Peter chapter 4, verse 9. Use hospitality one to another.
Right?
Without
read it again.
Use hospitality one to another. Without grudging.
Right. So once again, why are you doing it? Why are you being hospitable? Is it because you know it's the behavior that the Most High wants? Or are you doing it because you were commanded by your husband? You were commanded for the kids, you were commanded by your parents. Right? But when you go out, when you hit the door to the garbage, you gonna talk crap all the way from the door to the garbage because nobody can hear you. Like, man, I hate this place. I can't wait till I get older and get up out of here. And they come back in, shalom.
Right.
Wicked niggas, man. I will say it again. I said it yesterday. He said, slay utterly old and young maids, and little children. So Damien, you hear me? Damn. You hear me, Damien? Damien. Huh? Damien's gonna get his ass burnt the hell up. Let's see how many of those demons you got on you now. And that's why the scriptures say, beat them. Though you beat them, they shall not surely die. You know what I mean? And you're talking about a guy that, I think Ma Waller's gotten the most whoopings in the last 10 years. Maybe 4 or 5. But that's a long, that 4 or 5 whoopings out of 10 years. They probably counted more, but I counted. In my recollection, it's been in the last 10 years, at least 5 butt whoopings. That's not a lot. The girls probably got about 3 or 4. You see that? So I'm not saying abuse your kids. What I'm saying is that you're gonna have to whoop the devil out their ass sometime. All right? But you weren't supposed to be doing what you're doing grudgingly. Sisters, you gotta learn how to say, nah, sis, I can't do that because I'm fake, I'm phony, and I'm only acting like I want to be here.
Con.
How many of y'all can practice? Let's practice this. Let's say it together, y'all. Nah. I'm only here for my husband. Let me hear y'all say it. I'm only...
You trying to act like, what was that movie? Liar, Liar? We can only tell the truth?
I'm only here for my husband, and I'm faking the front. That's why when you ask me, hey, sis, we need you to do such and such, it can be the easiest thing, but you got to come up with I got to check with, you got to check with him to do a charitable act? Mm-hmm. Really?
He might not let me.
He might not let me do this charitable act. But that's game. You're running game on yourself because we already know. Just like your kids, when they run around like a fool like that and do certain things, you see that from a mile away. We be seeing it from a mile away. The scriptures is telling you, don't be that way, man. Do your hospitality, your hospitable acts to each other, to the Most High. Let's pull our favorite scripture we always pull. Go to Colossians 3:23, one of my favorites. This resonates in our household daily.
That's right.
Right? We got to remind this and imprint this on the kids. Who got it? Read it. You got it?
Colossians 3, verse 23. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Most High.
You were supposed to be doing it heartily to the Most High. So I'll bring it from the top to the bottom. Kids, if you're doing the dishes, it's supposed to be to the Most High. Because you know in the family, yes, dishes. Why? Because if you don't know how to take care of the smaller things in your house, the Most High ain't going to teach you that valuable thing as you get older. So yes, the trash. If you can't take care of the trash, you're going to be... I've been around a little bit. There's 30-year-old men that don't know how to clean their own room. Where did they learn that from? Like you, 12, 16, 13, 17, they didn't learn at that age.
God.
Right? There was a title that was called. It was called Suspended. It's when a child, they were talking about it in basketball. When basketball players come in as children and they're suspended in that moment of a child's mind as all the way they get older. I forgot, it's a way to say it, but you're supposed to be growing out of that childhood mentality. Sisters, you're supposed to be knowing you're here to seek out your own soul salvation. Whatever you do is heartily unto the Most High. You don't got to go tell your husband. You don't got to want, I'm going to word this correctly. You don't got to want your husband to toot your horn all the time when you do something. You see that? You don't need that. A lot of times you can do things through charity and love without having anybody know. Right?
Come.
Isn't that the better way?
Come.
When somebody doesn't know and toot your horn. Right? Who had their hand raised?
No, were you looking for suspended in animation?
No, it's not suspended in animation. It's like suspended in. It's childish. It's another word for. What is it?
They stop maturing?
Yeah, it stopped maturing. It's like, but it was the way they said it. I was like, wow, that's what's wrong with the black man and Hispanic man right now.
Stuck.
You're stuck in that teenager age, and you never grew up to say, I got to put away childish things. And that's affecting all of us, the blacks, Hispanics, the women, the men. They never grew up. That's why you got grandmas doing what? Twerking at the club. Because you got nowadays is what? 35, 40-year-old grandmas. So they doing what with their daughters and family? They up there in the clubs. Y'all see this? So we have to remember, you're doing this for the Most High, your people, your nation. Go ahead, read.
And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Most High.
Go ahead.
And not unto men.
Not unto what?
Not unto men.
So your behavior, you're refining in the word is refining of your behavior. It's supposed to be to the Most High.
You mean extended adolescence?
Extended adolescence.
Yeah.
Don't let me forget that. Extended adolescence.
I'm gonna put that in the note, right?
What is it? Yeah, extended. That means that they were talking about basketball players coming in, getting all this money, and still just acting like kids through their whole career. You know what I mean? But that's us. That's our people, man. They never grow the hell up.
I still collect basketball cards at 45 years.
Yeah, you're still a kid. You want to do like Michael Jackson and live in Wonderland. Right. You want to be who is it?
Peter Pan.
There you go. You know who it is. You want to be Peter Pan and never grow up. Yeah. We got to grow up, y'all. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 24. Knowing that of the Most High, ye shall receive the reward.
Right. So who are you going to get the reward from?
The Most High.
And this is a lot of times, a lot of people's hospitality is not based on that. It's based on your force. This is what we had to do. It's feast day, so we had to. I got to do this instead of taking joy in it. Like a lot of y'all sisters have joy in it. I watch you. You cook. You know what I mean? It's beautiful to see a sister cook with joy, with love, with dedication. But when you up there mean as hell, your food tastes mean. You know what I mean? It tastes angry. When you ain't got no love. No, as a matter of fact, maybe it's just like the ones that don't want to do nothing. It's just like Walmart food, right? Right? It's just like, hey, here, you know what I mean? What you bought? I bought it from Walmart. Like, damn, sis, you couldn't even put your spirit into this?
We was talking about
but
that today.
You don't know no hospitality. You don't know how to really take care and cater to your brothers, your sisters. You know what I mean? You don't know how to be there, wash the disciples' feet. It says that, and we went over that in the women's class. I'm not going to go there again. It says that she washes the disciples' feet. How many of y'all can do that? You can't even give a prophet a cup of water. Speaking of that, can somebody give me one, please? But, you know what I mean? You can't even do that without what? Well, I got to get him the cup. Who the hell he think he is getting a cup of water? You know what I mean? It got to be a thing. It got to be somebody trying to rule over you because you asking for a cup of water. Murmuring, disputing, arguing. Right? Read that. Jump back. Go ahead. Read on.
Use hospitality one to another.
Right?
Without grudging.
Without grudging. So that's men, women, and children. And I have to bring it all the way through because look at all of us here. Look at all these kids here. We got a lot of teenagers in here. The water, sis. We got a lot of teenagers here. And guess what? The teenagers, that old crappy ass attitude, that old lazy attitude, you got to watch your character because the next generation will learn that. And next and next and next. Yep. That's why the mothers and the fathers got to be aware of that and pull their little ass to the side and be like, listen, check yourself. Right? Check yourself because your attitude is not right now. You know what I mean? You want the kids be wanting to play. They see their mom on the phone during the feast, so they want to do what during the feast all the time? Play video games during the feast. Yeah. You don't want to play with everybody else. You want to play by yourself. Because nobody's teaching you not to be selfish. You see that? You think it's a clique and a crew. You want to hang around with some kids, but you don't want to have all the kids join in. But the mature one is going to come back and say, hey, listen, we need to get all the kids. We need to get all the kids in. You know what I mean? Hey, let's get all the kids together and do something. But the parents got to be on top of that. This is hospitality. Give me some more things sisters is not hospitable at, and then we'll go to the brothers. What is sisters got to get better at in hospitality?
I think looking after each other's kids.
There you go. You take care of their kids, and what? They got damn diaper rash from their butt to their neck.
Well, they don't even if they see them, if we're at a feast setting, they just see them doing something, they just.
Those ain't my little niggas. That's your nigga. No, that's that worldly attitude. You know why I said that? Because that's that worldly attitude. That's like, damn, you don't see him running across the street and then call out for hey, it's like, get the kid. There's no gentleness, kindness, right? What else? Yeah.
Very similar to that one, helping the kids, but just helping a sister who has her hands full, or just, you could see she needs help.
Helping a sister that has her hands full, right? But that goes back to your awareness. You know what I mean? You know the sister needs help. Brothers too. You know what I mean? You can't be like, well, yeah, my rib got it. You know what I mean? She got 75 bags of kids, all that, and then you just looking at her get all that. The kids too, right? Y'all it's gotta be hospitality. You know, like what's that series on TNT? Snowpiercer. They got a whole hospitality department that's really serious about taking care of people, right? But that's how we gotta be. Why? Because that shows your character, your love one for another. Does it not? What did Christ tell the apostles? He said, they're gonna know you're my apostle because your love one for another. Y'all see that? That's why we gotta be on top of this. And you would think about it. These are scriptures we just read past. Hospitality. When Israel don't have no class. We used to have class back in the days. Nowadays, this 3-4 generations back, it's been demolished. There's no respect. All right, read on. Come on.
As every man hath received the
No. So let's go back. I said, so the sisters, what hospitality do the men's need to work? The men's, what do they need to work on? CHAAZAQYA, go ahead.
Consideration. The brother come to your house, being considerate. Making sure that brother's taken care of or he's comfortable.
Right, the brother's taken care of or comfortable. Right. That happens. What do they need to work on? That happens. What are brothers are not doing?
Ask him.
What?
Hey, brother, you all right? You need some water, or
you need this, you need that. Yeah.
You need that.
And it's not in a lot of brothers' nature to do that.
No, they don't offer. They're not offering. It's like when I didn't have a car and the brother used to pick me up for EO training every morning. I'm like, hey, bro, you need some gas money? Here, or you know what? You did.
That's a good one.
You know what? You've been picking me up for so long. Here's $50 for the week.
Right.
Here's so much money because I know I'm going out of your way and you're picking me up.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I don't want to destroy my blessing, but I do for example's sake want to give the example. You lend your car out with no expectations, and the brothers and sisters don't take care of it. You know what I mean? And I know you took care of it. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Because my rib was like, what happened to my car? Oh, yeah, I lent that out. They're going to have that for a month. She's like, okay. what happened? You could have told me. I'm like, yeah, I forgot. Okay, cool. Who's going to have it? Are they going to take care of it? And he did take care of it. Gassed it, washed it, took care of it. Was like, if you need a oil change. You see that? It's things like that count instead of you don't put gas in it, right? Then you dent it. Then you break it up, right? And then you don't offer to pay for it. It's things like that nigglets do. And you got to see. I know this would be, you seem like, well, this is a small thing. Is it really small? No, because our people don't do this stuff no more. They don't say, hey, listen, man, I borrowed that car. Hey, let me get the oil change. You know what I mean? I messed up that light. Hey, I got that. I'm going to fix that. At least offering. You know what I mean?
No, I got a scripture because everybody
Go ahead.
is the opposite of hospitality.
Okay.
And it says,
where you at?
This is Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus chapter 31, verse 18.
God. Ecclesiasticus chapter 31, verse 18. When thou sittest among many, reach not thy hand out first of all.
And that's the opposite. That's the opposite of hospitality. You're the quickest one to want something. You're the quickest one to accept any gift. Oh yeah, I'll take that. Oh yeah, I'll take that. Yeah. But are you the quickest one to say, hey, you need help with that? I'm going to the kitchen. You want me to make you a sandwich? Hey, I was going downstairs. You want me to get you a water? Right? You're the quickest one. Hey, could you grab me something? Could you grab me something?
Right.
It's always me. But what about, hey, do you need?
And I'm going to say this. You kids need to be listening. Because you little niggas are rude. Y'all be rude. You be rude. You see parents there. You see grown-ups there. Y'all should be coming in. Do you need anything? I'm finna go to bed. I'm finna lay down. Mom, do you need anything? Dad, do y'all need anything? You know what I mean? I did this. Do you need me to do something else? It's got to be hospitable. You got to be hospitable. And stop acting like damn goons. So this is all the things that, because when you want that new Xbox, your hands are out. You want that new rabbit, the new dog, right? I know, it's like rabbit. I thought it was a pig. It's a pig and a rabbit. You know what I mean? It's a babbit. No, I'm just saying that when you guys want things, and I'm using my house, but when you want things, your hands are out. You're supposed to be that hospitable to your brothers, your sisters, right? But this all comes down to the wife. Are you hospitable to your husband? Are you there taking care of your husband, or is everything forced? Is everything like, I guess I got to do it because I'm commanded to? Or it's a breath, or a roll of the eyes, or or the long Khan, I got you. Like basically, you're saying I really don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah. Right, brothers too. You know what I mean? When you're asked to do things, the long pause, the long. I can do it. It's like, do you want to do it or not, bruh? It's got to be hospitality. If you can't do it, then say it. You see that? But those little things. What other things? What other things y'all can think of? Let's put them all on blast. Where is there no hospitality with the brothers? One more before we move on. Where?
I mean, you hit it earlier, like being kind. I think
kind.
A lot of men take kindness and associate it with being feminine.
Yeah.
But if we're being priests and our job is to heal our nation,
right,
and to reverse Deuteronomy 20:54,
yeah,
you gotta put some value. I gotta look at him like I look at myself, even better.
Right.
Because you let me hold something, let me treat it better than I'll treat mine.
Right.
Or the same way. You know what I mean? And that, because if you don't, it could break down and keep us in the same place that we at. Where I don't want to help them.
Yeah.
I don't want to do for anybody else.
I like that, because those little acts of kindness to each other, and when you constantly reciprocating these things, right, first of all, in that moment of bitterness and anger, you would have to go back and say, man, but she did so many things. You know what? Let's talk to her before we suspend her. Let's give her one more chance. You know what I mean? That's how it came in moments where it's like, you know what? The sister's trying. You know, the brother's trying. He don't mean, this is overcoming him. Let's go one more time to that brother. Let's go one more time to that sister. Right? Who had their hand raised? Yeah.
Not doing stuff correct properly. You have your clothes ripped up, sagging, doing all wicked stuff that you're not supposed to be doing.
Okay, but we're on the point of hospitality. Hospitality is giving, right? Hospitality, what was the definition?
Hospitable.
The act or practice of receiving and entertaining strangers, right? So you being there, more so the point we're on is about being there and doing things to people, right? The proper way, right? When it's needed. If your brother's downstairs, well, if you have a little brother, and as you come around more, right, you're gonna have a little brother, little brothers. You gotta be there for them. It's like the boys. I'll do it like this. Like sometimes the big boys don't want to play around with the young boys because they don't want to have to watch them, right? They don't want to do what they want to do, right? It's little boy stuff. So sometimes the bigger boy got to do what? Go to the park, watch out for them, look out for them. But that's the hospitality because somebody did it for you, right? When you was little, just a week ago. Right? But that's where the hospitality is. And I got to apply it like that because, once again, we got so many teenagers in here. And that you start becoming selfish. You know, at this age. At this age, a lot of selfishness of the world implants on you. So you got to be aware that, no, I got to be there for my brothers. And it's like you were saying coming in the door. Right? We got relatives and then we got family. If we're family, then we got to watch how we treat each other, right? Right. So, come on, let's get on. Let's get a few more real quick, please. Go back to Peter's.
Verse 10.
No, he didn't finish his.
No, he didn't.
Go to, where was he at, Ecclesiasticus?
31 to 18.
You didn't finish that?
Did you finish it all?
Con,
yeah,
yeah, you finished that. All right, jump back to Peter's.
He's at verse 10.
First Peter 4 and 10.
Uh-huh.
As every man hath received a gift, even so minister the same one to another.
Right, so we're ministers now. So you see that in hospitality, the word, you're a minister within that. You're ministering. Go ahead.
As good stewards.
And another word is a steward. So you're a minister and you're a steward to each other. Go ahead.
Of the manifold grace of the Most High.
Right, of the manifold grace of the Most High. Meaning that all these things that embody the grace of the Most High, those are the things that we're becoming. We are embodying. Y'all get that? Go to Hebrews 13 and 2. We got to talk about this one. How you deal with strangers. How you deal with people out there in the world. What does the scripture say? How did we deal? Is everybody an Edomite? You don't know that. You don't know that. Brothers and sisters got to stop that. Like just because they light skinned, they Edomites. Bruh, nowadays, John the Revelator said, and behold, I saw another multitude of no man can number of all nations, kindreds, and tongues. Why? Because that's where a lot of Israelites are coming out of. So listen to this. Read this.
Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers.
Read it again.
Be not forgetful to entertain strangers.
Y'all see that? Be not forgetful to entertain strangers. You got to know how to deal with strangers. You don't know who you're dealing with. You got to have class with everybody. You know what I mean? It could be a brother coming down the street with fringes, and with a different color on, and guess what? It could be an angel of the Lord, and you never know. You would never know because you don't know the Bible. Watch, read.
For thereby some have entertained angels unaware.
So what is that telling us? That you got to watch how you deal with people out there, because you're misjudging off of looks, how they look, what they're wearing, what they're dressing. That shows you ain't got no wisdom, because you don't know. Do we have to go over it again? How many Israelites look like Edomites just in the movie industry, in the basketball entertainment industry?
Yeah.
How many Israelites look like Edomites? You can't judge like that. Let alone dark-skinned nations. You don't know. So the only time you're going to show respect to somebody is until you find out their nationality? Is that what it is? Like, you got to wait till you find out their nationality, then the scripture applies? Wait a minute, are you an angel? Okay, all right, I'm going to deal with you right now. Like, who's dumb? It's going to be slow. Like, this scripture only applies to when you know for sure. Ain't no angel going to tell you I'm an angel. You better read your Bible. Anytime those angels showed up, they weren't just quick to say, yeah, behold, I'm an angel. Right? So you got to see how we our character with everybody, all nations. You never know. Right? And what is it to you to have a good character to win somebody, to gain something for the truth, for the knowledge, for yourself? You do that with respect. So yeah, we respect everybody. That doesn't take away the punishment, the judgment on the nations. That don't take none away. It just shows our greatness and our wisdom. So we got to watch how we deal with strangers, right? Go from there. Go to Matthew 25 and 34. You got something?
Matthew chapter 25,
go ahead.
verse 24.
Hold on. Before you go there, where you going?
You got... No. You go ahead.
Hit this one first?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 24.
34.
34.
Uh-huh.
Then shall the king say unto them
Uh-huh.
on his right hand,
Go ahead.
Come,
You got something?
ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you
Right.
from the foundations of the world.
Right. Read.
For I was in hunger, and ye gave me meat.
Right. I was at hungered and ye gave me meat. So let's bring it back to each other. Let's bring it back to the nation. I was at hungered and you gave me meat. Do you know what your brother? Do you know if your brother's in need? You don't know, because every time you talk to him, you never ask, "Hey, Ak, how you doing?"
No,
hey, before I ask for counsel, how you doing, Ak?
It's always one-sided.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Hey, how about this? Let's start all over. When you get on the phone, how about damn salute? How about salute? Instead of, yeah, bro, I just want, it's like who, I didn't want to lose it. I'd be like, who the fuck is this? Like, you're just going to get on and start asking for things? Like, how about let me slow it down. How about it's hospitable, brothers and sisters? When we say our line is open for texting and counsel, by all means, I'm at your service. But when you contact me, how about salute, or at least a shalom? How about peace be upon thee, brother? Before you start asking and wanting. Class. We got to bring classy back to Israelites. You see what I'm saying? It's supposed to be respect. It's supposed to be love. So it's telling us here, we did these things, we're going to do these things to each other. You won't even know about hunger if you're not really into asking and thinking and understanding about brothers and sisters. You don't know. How many of you are so caught up on your own problems, you can give a damn about somebody else's problems? Raise your hand if you're sure. Huh? How many people are so caught up into your own problems, you can give a damn about the next brother and sister's problem? So before we even get to the hunger, how about looking at yourself and seeing why you're so self-indulged, you can't learn how to give things to other people? You see that? We're not going to learn how to feed. Read.
Now, off of what you said.
No, read that. Now, go ahead. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus 4:31. I was waiting for you to bring that up.
Right. Hold that. We're going to go back.
Chapter 4, verse 31.
Oh, he quick with it, bro.
Read that.
You don't want that.
Let not thine hand be stretched out to receive.
Again, you're always the one that's trying to have your hand stretched out. Huh? Right? No, not this one.
Okay, go ahead.
Read on.
And shut when thou shouldest repay.
See, this is about the hospitality.
Oh, okay.
You're always quick to, again, we just read in the previous scripture, you're always stretching out your hand. You always want, right? But then it's time to repay. It's time to repay that natural brother. You know what, man, that brother does give me a ride all the time. Let me shoot him some gas money. Damn, this sister is always looking out for me. You know what? Let me go to her house and make her a sandwich right quick. You know what I mean? Right? Let me return the favor to this brother or sister. That's being mindful of being hospitable. That was it.
Right. And this is our problem. We don't know hospitality.
No.
We don't know how to give. We don't know how to see or check if that brother or sister.
Damn, you know what? That man's busy all day and day. Let me hit him up. Hey, Shalom, how you feeling today? Like I did this morning. I was like, how you feeling today? Right? Because I know you're a busy man. Brothers and sisters, they're busy. When you was out of town, CHAAZAQYA, they didn't have their head at the house. So I'm like, how you guys feeling? How you sisters feeling? You need anything? You know what I mean? You got to be you're mindful not just of yourself and your needs. That's called being selfish. Yeah. When you step outside of yourself, you're selfless. So now you're worried about the individuals around you. The scripture says, in Philippians 2:3, it says to esteem others better than yourselves. That means you're looking out for their welfare better than yourself.
But you can't do it. You can't do it to your own husband.
Oh.
You can't do it to your own wife. How the hell are you gonna do it to a stranger?
You can't.
You see why these essential things got to be applied in the house?
Come.
Or you're not going to be able to apply it to anybody else outside of the house.
Come.
So, did you have something?
Come. Proverbs 11 and verse 30.
Mm-hmm.
This is very important. Read.
Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 30.
Mm-hmm.
The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life.
Yeah, the works of a righteous man and woman is a tree of life. It's gonna profit the man that you're trying to teach, the woman that you're trying to teach. You're trying to win their soul over. Because that's the whole point of us being hospitable, just being caring, but also you're trying to win them over and show them that person might have been a foster child.
Mm-hmm.
That person might have been out in the streets since he was 14, or she was 14. She might have been raped. So she needs to be able to see your hospitality, so she can be like, damn, everybody's not like that.
Mm-hmm. Very good point.
The Bible does work.
Mm-hmm.
There's a better way. Everybody's not a nigga. Everybody's not like a trying to get over me.
Everybody's not trying to take advantage. Yeah.
So you and then read on what else you say.
And he that winneth souls is wise.
And when you win in that soul, that's showing your wisdom. That's showing that person, wow, the Bible can change you.
Yeah, it goes back to the behavior. So my behavior is the hospitality. You got these individuals that always look at as people wanting to get over, but why does this person keep giving? Why do they keep giving to me? You know what I mean? So these things win spirits. But if you're not like that, you're not going to know how to love. Go back to Matthews. You're not going to know how to do any of these things. Let's finish this up. Matthews is going to tell us.
For I was hungry, and ye gave me meat.
Yeah, you're not going to know. You can care less about winning souls if you don't know how to give your brother nothing to eat. You see how there's got to be a consciousness. I told you all from the beginning. You got to be conscious of that. So I'll say it again. Who's conscious of that? You're just selfish as hell. Who can fess up and say I'm a selfish person? You know what I mean? Who can say that? Well, I'm not selfish. I always do things for my husband. When you want to. Y'all don't get it, right? Selfishness is doing it outside of what you know what is needed to be done, right? And your bare minimum duties. Like you ain't doing a great deal because when the kids take out the trash, they're like, man, I'm doing it for Christ. I'm helping out the household, you know? You know, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. When do you get into the hospitality? When do you get into those things? When? I'm asking. When?
It's when you do things without being told or asked to do it.
Right? What else? What else? Come on, I know y'all know this. When does this hospitality kick in? What?
When you're doing it outside of what you should do.
When you're doing it outside what you should do. There you go. You should take out the trash. That's a given. You should wash your dish after you throw it in the dishes. You already ordained to what? Be here, follow the feast, do the things that the Most High commanded. It's those moments outside of that where you extend. That's why it says if a brother asks you to go 1 mile, you go what?
Twine.
The whole point was, you're going to go the mile. But the twain is going to build your spirit and build that relationship.
That's right.
You see that? It's those nights where y'all are together doing the sewing and everybody leaves and 2 of y'all stay back. Those bonding, those communication. You know what I mean? What y'all talking about? Everybody leaves and it's 2 brothers. Mm-hmm. They're like, you know what? They stay back. Another brother sees the spirit out of him because nobody else seen it. And now that communication can build. Right. Right? It's the extra mile. Who's willing to go the extra mile? Huh? But no, my feet hurt. I'm tired.
I've been up all day.
You see that? When is the extra mile going to be needed? Why is it called the extra mile? Because it's exactly when you're tired.
It's going past your comfort zone.
Exactly. We know all about that. It's when you get the text, the call, 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, or early as hell.
What you doing?
Yeah.
Real quick.
You're not busy, are you? Nah, I was just in a dream, but I'm fine, though. Nah, I'm not busy, right? It's the extra mile. It's those things. You see that? It's no, you knowing that, no, this is what's needed. Y'all see that? He said it earlier. The scripture says it. Looking not on thine own, but looking on the things of others. That's hospitality. That's where we're going to get to do this. Because these cats get to enter into the kingdom, right? Because you did what?
I hungered and you gave me meat.
Go ahead.
I was thirsty and you gave me drink.
Go ahead.
I was a stranger and you took me in.
You know, what he's breaking down the bare minimum things you can do as a servant of the Lord to each other. The bare minimum things. But why is it so great here? Why is it so great if it's bare minimum? Because the bare minimum is not even done no more nowadays. And as time goes on, the scripture said the love of many shall wax cold. Right? So the colder and colder the world gets, right? The more unified we supposed to be getting, more hospitable. Our behavior and how we carry ourselves with each other is supposed to be growing. We supposed to be shining brighter and brighter while everything else is getting dimmer out there in the world and more dark. Y'all see that? Go ahead.
Naked and you clothed me.
Right?
I was sick.
Right, you got clothes, you know, like that. Brothers, we do that all the time though. That to me is not the extra mile, because that's something we do all the time. You know what I mean? We're like, yeah, you need that. I got all this stuff. I was just thinking about that other day. I got like a whole thing out of me. I'm like, man, I'm gonna get this away. I'm gonna get that away. Why? Because first of all, I don't need it. You know what I mean? It be clothes, you get food. Somebody could be starving. That's why the Spirit been hitting me with that. We got to start asking brothers and sisters more often, are y'all eating? Sometimes brothers and sisters will go without food. And you hear about it later, and I'm like, why you didn't say nothing? Like, you just starved? Or you didn't have money? Like, we could have gave you that. We blow change on garbage food all the time. That could have been for you.
What was it? The sister, she chose to eat some pizza, some pepperoni pizza, because she didn't have money for food.
Yeah, but she was a actual new person that came in, and she didn't know no better. But that's the logic of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna ask. I'd rather just sin. You see that? So it's these things. Go ahead, read on.
I was sick, and ye visited me.
Go ahead.
I was in prison, and ye came unto me.
Right, I was sick, and ye visited me. Did you at least call? A text. Listen, a text means a lot. Shalom, sis. Man, I know you over there hurting a little bit. You know what I mean? Just checking in. How you doing? You need anything? It helps.
So when Shawash and I was sick with the COVID, me and Zion went over and she got anointed.
Yeah, and you know it gotta be said, because brothers and sisters don't know how to do it. A lot of times I don't like talking about what we do, but then it's been hitting me like, if you don't say nothing, people won't understand what way to do these things. Like, it be those moments like that where you gotta be there. You know what I mean? You gotta text. It takes a practice though. Like, sometimes we know brothers are slipping in the darkness, and it's like, okay, do I hit him up and say how you doing, or I just let him blaze his own path? But sometimes it'd be like, damn, the water for hitting me up. A lot of times. Yeah. So that communication, and we know you can't. It's hard to get everybody, but if you're practicing it, the more and more better you get, you'll be able to hit more brothers and sisters up. But you got to be practicing these things. That's hospitality. That's what your brothers and sisters looking at. And tell me if that's a lie. That how many of y'all look at that one text and be like, damn, you know what I mean? That was cool that the brother hit me up, right? That was cool that the sister hit me up. I didn't even expect that. But she hit me with a good text. You see? Yeah. Right. Where you like, these garbage niggas don't care about me. Right. That's what you're saying. It be at that moment like, watch. And somebody ping. It be like, hey, Shalom, Ma, you good? Shalom, sister, you good? Right? It has to be that way. You know what I mean? And like I said, we're not gonna be able to hit up everybody, but somebody's gonna hit you up. Because a lot of times it'd be like, hey, we haven't talked to such and such. Make sure you hit them up. I might not hit you up, but I'm going to get somebody to do it. You know what I mean? So we got to be able to practice this more and more, because people are looking at that. You're looking at that. Right? Read.
Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when shall we be and hungry, and fed thee,
right,
or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we the stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick or in prison and came unto thee?
Right.
Hold on one second.
But you know, when you think about him saying all this, it's like the Most High did all that for you before you knew the truth. It's like that phone call, and instead the Most High he had you on YouTube searching up for the truth. Right when your soul was just fading away, you was just ready to just give in. You was just giving into that bottle.
Why you were wicked? Why you were dirty? Why you were filthy? With no fringes, right? With no long dress. When you were down and out, the Spirit reached out to you and said, "Here, you know what I mean? Let me give you something you need." That's what the Most High is looking at. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's the Spirit witness with you, like you a child, and he's like, I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to get you out of that mire. I'm trying to get you out your vomit. I'm trying to clean you up. But then the same way I cleaned you up, I want you to clean that brother up. And that's
the same hospitality, the same love, the same charity.
Yeah.
I dealt with you. That's why the Most High said, it says in Psalms, in a few places, it says, to the froward, I will be froward. To the meek, I will be meek.
That's right.
Why? Because you that aggressive, brutish animal, okay, then the Most High is going to deal with you like a brutish animal. But you that gentle, kind, you know what I mean, loving, respectful person, then the Most High is going to deal with you that way. So these are the hospitalities. You know, I hope we touch on a lot. You know, I try to get everything in there. We try to compact this. But does anybody got any questions on that? Nah? What y'all think? That was needed, wasn't it? This is one thing. This is one thing that Israelites need more. Hospitality. Right? Does anybody got any questions online? You go to he wanted to throw one more in. Ecclesiasticus 14 and 13. Ecclesiasticus 14 and 13. You got it.
Do it loud.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 14 and verse 13. Do good unto thy friend before thou die.
You got to look at the end result. When you die, you're going to stand before the Most High. What accomplishments, what things do you want to say you did in the name of the Most High when you stand before Him? You got to do good to your friend. Do good unto your nation. Do good unto the stranger.
Right. Remember, as we going over a Sabbath class about Tobit. Remember Tobit? What was he known for? His alms. His alms deeds. Because he was real hospitable. He was real loving. He was real respectful. You know what I mean? He was always washing the disciples, the people's feet. Right? He was known for that.
Burying the dead.
Burying the dead, yeah.
And and check this out. Because his hospitality, that's where it goes into the third definition of it. It wasn't what's the word? It lost me. But it wasn't contingent on because, well, somebody's watching me or somebody. It was in him. It was a characteristic. It was an ability that he actually grew up having and maintaining. So why do I say that? Because when Tobit got blinded, right, he still committed good works.
Right. He wasn't bitter, and we were talking about this in Sabbath class. He wasn't bitter and angry.
Right.
Through the trial, the tribulation, the infirmity.
Right.
His behavior was still of him. That's how you know a lot of times, man, you are what you want to be. You got to watch what you created in you, because it's hard to kick all that negative and that negativity. It's hard to kick it. And at that moment when you need mercy, you ain't going to get mercy because you never gave mercy. Right. You never gave these things. So, nobody had any question on class? You had a question? No? Okay. What else? Anything online? Right. What did they got on here online? All right, remember the Shabbat. Offer lend your vehicle. Yeah, I lend my vehicle many a times, and many vehicles over the long haul of the truth. Not only my ribs, I've lent my vehicle many a times to brothers that need it moving. How many vehicles have we lost? Right. Offer lend your vehicle. That's absolutely right. What else?
Do something to the ox when others reach out.
What happened?
It said means something to ox, to brethren.
Right.
When others reach out.
Right. Others reach out. It means something. That's a good, and sometimes brothers least expect it. What else?
It takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah. Khan.
Arrested development.
Right. Okay, so remember, tomorrow sundown is the beginning of Pentecost. So if y'all want to join in the feast, y'all welcome to come through.
It's
going to be held tomorrow at what time?
7 o'clock.
About 7 o'clock here at the school. All right. So Shabbat Shalom to everybody online. Let's salute them, y'all.
Shalom.
We'll see y'all in Houston on the Sabbath tomorrow. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Judah, 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 Judah. Judah, 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 Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. You saw the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. I woke up from my arrest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah, 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 Judah.